No.
Oh, I did hear a little bit of an echo.
If it was someone's speaker or something, I don't know.
Very possible.
Anyway, we're live, you say?
We
Is that
are.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear myself echoing.
Can people actually hear us?
Wait, are we actually all alive right now?
Yeah, we should be live
Okay.
on my channel.
Okay,
What,
sorry
we
about
live
that. Jester, we'll talk about your herpes issue later. Keep going.
Oh, I only got them from you.
That's a good comeback. All right, so welcome to our Curse of Strahd game. We are Big D20 Energy, as streamed by She Plays It, and I'd say we're more than halfway through this here campaign. I am the bees /bees, and I run the game. I'm gonna have our players, our players and characters introduce themselves. Oh,
Love you.
Love you, son.
Tell your son to get you water.
your son's voice
Hey,
is changing.
Do you want to stay up for like 1 extra minute?
Why?
It's because I love you. Will you get me some water?
Can I say
I love you so much. You're so great. Thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks for 945. Thanks.
Okay, deal. 9:45.
Got you back, Chris. Didn't want you to drop out for 10 minutes later.
That's so funny. So we'll introduce ourselves. And my question of the day is, what's your Discord status? Because we've been playing with Discord statuses before we went live, and I'll start just for funsies. You get to choose an icon. I chose an eggplant, and my status was all horned up.
Horned up.
That's how I'm doing tonight, I guess.
I'll go next.
Because I thought it would be funny.
As long as that camera doesn't drop below your midriff, we're good.
No.
I mean, if you check the Discord actual chat that we're in, it's got an interesting status of its own.
I don't know where you're. Oh,
Vampires
jeez.
Vampires give bees a job.
All right, big simpin.
I'll go next.
Please.
Hi, I'm Agitated Max. I play the role of Duvad Serenas, the Bardcher. And my Discord status right now is a little picture of a steak, and it says beaten meat.
Oh dear. We have a theme going now. Fantastic. I'm sorry I started that.
It's okay.
Dad, you want a beer real quick?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay.
You can. Oh, that's fun. You can answer sincerely. Just how are you doing too? You don't have to make a weird joke about it.
Great.
I can't get over how big your kid is, man. That's crazy.
I know.
Who's next? Who's next?
I guess I'll go, or Paul. I don't know.
Sounds like Minnie. Sounds like Minnie had something.
I'll go next. Minnie, otherwise known as She Plays It, otherwise known as Camila. I am Evisanya, Sorlock, and mine just says I don't know. It's just like
You
chilling.
can make one
I
up.
don't really have one.
It's the default. You could just make one up off the top of your head. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. I'm hungry.
Very
Waiting
good.
for food to get
Doing
here.
pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Woo! Oh my gosh, Chris, whipping out your snake.
Yeah, let's do Pranky next so we can see a snake.
It's still a little bit wet.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I am the prankster. This is my son's pet snake that he just randomly gave me.
Here.
Okay.
My hands are still.
Okay, I'm handing him off. I no longer have a snake. My Discord status is currently.
You still have a snake. You have Zash right here.
It's true. My Discord status is currently rolling dem bones, and it's a D20.
Nice.
And I play Paul Darkwander. I am a grave domain cleric, and I am here to heal the party's wounds and keep them from dying.
He's also the moral compass and won't let Zash eat dead bodies.
I don't know. Sometimes I think Terramon's more of a moral compass.
Yo.
Speaking
Hey.
of Terriman.
Hey everybody, it's Rogue. I'm playing Terriman, the Paladin Revenant. And I do not like these status things.
I don't like it either.
Back in my
But-
day.
Yeah,
Right,
back in my
right.
day.
Get off my lawn. That's what I think of these status
Back
things.
in my day, you had to hop on the party line to get your every friend's statuses.
But if I had to choose one, it would probably be all horned up, because that's...
We got
That's
our statuses by telegram back then. I'll feel both ways.
That's what I stay 24/7.
I'll stay horned up.
All right, all
Hey,
right.
Beauty Bait. Sorry you had to come into this, but welcome.
Oh, good. There's a...
Beauty's one of my friends. She should know to expect it.
Nice.
But that's me.
Nice. Thank you, Rogue. And Jester, you are final. What is your status?
Oh. Well, everyone, I'm Jester. I play Zash, the Yuan-Ti barbarian druid, who just wants to eat people. Just a little bite, Paul. Come on, just a little bite.
I can
Ew.
help with that.
Ew. Bad snake.
But please, I'm so hungry. As far as my Discord status goes, I ain't got one. And yeah, well, I've really, kind of in one of those moods where you just kind of like, meh.
Like the shrug emoji for sure.
Yeah, shrug emoji, yeah.
Yeah. Meh.
But maybe I'll just throw a eggplant in there to match you all.
Matching eggplants.
Yeah.
This doesn't bode well.
It's a good start.
What
Yesterday,
have we unlocked?
our last session was what happens when you die. This time it was all up. So I mean, it's we're a fun group. So let's get into our recap of what happened last time on Book of Strahd. Show this so you can put the picture up for stream. Taking a much needed rest on top of a trap to keep them safe behind a stone wall in Argynvostholt, we take another trip into Strahd's past, courtesy of his tome, which is now very much attuned to Camilla. The party finds themselves dressed as guards from Castle Ravenloft, ordered to assist Rahadin with a certain distasteful task. They were to search for and round up dusk elves, notably the women who were hiding from capture. Strahd was furious that the elves had killed one of their own, Patrina, a woman who was tasked to serve as an emissary from the dusk elves to maintain diplomatic relationship with Castle Ravenloft. If you guys recall, the dinner that we went in the previous chapter of the tome, Patrina was there at the dinner, kissing up to Strahd, that he was all about Tatiana. Anyway, her own brother, Casimir, was, and to this day remains, the leader of the Dusk Elves, and he played the decisive role in having his sister killed. He tells the party, aka these Ravenloft guards, that it was the only way to save her from being lost forever to Strahd's corruption before he could turn her into a vampire bride. So the party's faced with this task: round up all the women, and they know how this story ends. They're unsure how to proceed, so they're kind of split. They literally split into different directions. And Duvad tries to reassure troubled Paul that their decisions are ultimately meaningless, as these events are already past and these people's fate is already sealed in history and in the tome of Strahd. There's no reason to fight the inevitable, just play along. Paul retorts that Duvad sounds exactly like everyone in the present. Unwilling to fight. I thought, listening back, I was like, dang, that's good. I want to give him inspiration. And actually I want to give Duvad inspiration too for playing his role and saying, like, dude, seriously? What's the point? Good role play there for both of you guys. Meanwhile, Camila and Zash separately wonder if maybe they really can make a mark on the past that will affect the present time. Think about it. Terriman, meanwhile, is not with the party.
We lit a house on fire.
Yes. He's trapped in another body than the one we know him from. He's trapped in a different body and with a mind from this time, way back when. And we see him racing to save his beloved, Rain, one of the Dusk Elf women. He reaches her. We see them have a moment together where he's a hideous monster and loves him anyway. They fantasize about getting away from all this before she is slain along with all the other women. This was the beginning of the end for the Dusk. But it was also the end of Terriman's sanity. For centuries, until the party came and restored at least a part of his broken soul. Camila and Zash set fire to Rain's house. Terriman did not see that, and neither did Paul, or I don't know if Duvad saw it, but that's what they did as a science test. For science!
For science!
Then the party awakens. Back in Argynvost, and they realize that Duvad is even more exhausted now than he was the day before. I think you had 3 levels of exhaustion now?
I think I'm at 3, yeah.
Yeah. He is taunted by dreams of a figure who closely resembles the goddess Mother Night, as depicted on the altar in the werewolf den. He suspects it to be a curse that he received for stealing from her offerings. And he decides to drink a potion of remove curse. But he doesn't feel any better. Pop quiz, do you know where you got that potion?
That was from Strahd himself.
Yeah, it was a gift basket when y'all first arrived in Barovia. Strahd sent a gift basket to the party when they first got there.
Yeah.
Where's my
Y'all wanted to
gift
waste it on a bartender. Useless.
He was yeah, he sent y'all
It was-
a package welcoming
I
you to the
remember one of the first sessions we went to a bar, and like there was a guy like just cleaning out a glass, and then like as soon as he cleaned it, the glass would get dusty immediately. And I think it was Chris who was like arguing for we should use the potion of remove curse on this random bartender that we just met.
What?
And Wade was
Yeah,
like, I think I want to
way
say
early
that.
on. Yeah, way early on, whenever we got the potion of remove curse, there was a little bit of.
I asked Pop Quiz where he did get that potion that he used to try to cure himself of this supposed curse. I said, Pop Quiz, where do you get that potion? He was like, I got it from Strahd. Said,
Yeah, Strahd gave us a
Little
gift
gift-
basket.
Wait,
Like,
so
wine.
maybe the potion wasn't what the potion was.
I
Maybe you
am
just
willing
drank-
to do anything to get a good night's sleep at this point.
Welcome to Zash's world.
So the party continues on their quest to find Argynvost, the dragon who seems to be communicating with them or trying to reach them, or to at least find some more allies among Terriman's twisted brothers. When they reach the 3rd level of the keep, they meet Sir Godfrey Gwillem. Seated with 4 other revenants who remain silent, Sir Godfrey speaks more hospitably with these living guests than they could have hoped. Once he is assured that Camila is no ally of Strahd's, he is willing to look the other way, as it were, and allow them to proceed on their quest to go and kill Strahd, though he deems it impossible.
Oh, yeah.
He tells Terriman that he hasn't heard the voice of Argynvost since the dragon was slain, but he does sense that he's not at rest. He tells Terriman that if indeed he hears of their patron, then he must listen. Regardless of this advice, he refuses to aid the party, even after their astute arguments that he should join them. He remains steadfastly loyal to the orders of the revenant leader, Vladimir, who will not permit his knights to waste their bodies in a vain effort attacking Strahd. Godfrey advises the party not to speak with Vladimir.
Oh, yeah, I remember now. I remember where we are now.
The Cliffy that I was looking.
Yeah.
Well, and I need to. When heard last time, if you recall, I described. Let me get you guys back on the map here. Where we?
That was good timing.
Isn't it beautiful? There's a crashed-in roof all around you. You see the sky over your heads. Y'all are proceeding into the area you believe to be Argynvost's like personal room. Paul is curious about this room where he knows Vladimir to be in, and I described it as he was facing you, but I looked at it again today, and I was like, no, he's not. So he's sitting on this throne, and you see what looks like a dead body facing the opposite way out the windows. You can just barely see him on the corner of the throne. You see what looks like a dead body as you peer into the room, and the rest of the party is heading straight for the next room.
The room of the pompadour hat guy. Or
yes,
hair.
the beautiful hairstyle. So, yeah, I would say you see him. It looks like you see him and you think is that him, but it looks like a dead body. They're all dead bodies, right? And his head just turns toward you, or just turns sideways, and says, "Go away." And then he turns back and faces toward the windows.
I go away. And I'll whisper to everybody, one of those dead guys is over there. Need to go away.
You heard the man.
I think that might be Vladimir.
Oh, so we should go see him.
Alright.
As Ash starts to walk towards the throne room.
Chairman,
I don't know. I think we're
Chairman looks over his shoulder.
Zish. No, wait.
What do you know about him, Termin?
No, wait. He'll call out to Zash.
Uh-huh. What?
Speak with the ghost first.
It might be better to get as much information from people willing to talk to us first.
Not the ghost. He wouldn't say the ghost, but
Yeah.
Argynvost.
So you want to speak to the dragon?
Yes.
Does he have anything to eat? I'm starving.
I don't know.
Which one do you think's more likely to have food? This guy over here on the throne, or this guy over here in the room?
Probably not.
Honestly, wait, that's wrong voice. Honestly, I think neither of them, because they're both dead and desiccated.
No.
So I
Do you
think
have anything to eat?
have a cracker, and I just like throw him a fucking.
No.
It just bounces off of his chest. Like, ugh.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I'm gonna.
Such a picky bitch.
Oh wait, no.
All my characters only eat meat.
I'm gonna pick that cracker up off the ground, dust it off, and
We'll get to it, Zash, but let's do this first.
Fine.
So you head into the room. This one?
The north room.
oh,
Yes.
sorry, I did not mean
Where Tyriman is. Tyriman leads the way in, and just see if there's music for this room. Doop-boop. Thank you, Sirenscape.
Oh, I see a little chest over there.
Yeah, right in this room. So this is a very large room. Like I said, a high ceiling in this room. This room is a haven for dust and cobwebs. 3 narrow windows allow slivers of light to illuminate bare oak shelves along the walls, and a torn padded chair lying on its side near a cavernous hearth. Picture, let's say like a painting above the mantle has been slashed, its lower half hanging down below the frame like a torn piece of flesh. An iron door set in the south corner of the west wall hangs open on one hinge. What do you do?
Does Tyriman remember this room at all when he walks in?
I don't think you were welcomed in this room.
Okay. He'll come
This
around.
is the boss's room. This is not your room.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a chest over there?
Where? Sorry, I can't.
Where Duvod's going?
Can you ping? Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a
I
closet. It's a side room here with the door busted open.
I definitely want to check the floor for traps. Like, because this seems like a trappy sort of place. So perception.
Sure.
Zash starts searching all the shelving.
All right.
Tyriman walks in cautiously into the center of the chamber, looking around for any sign of Argynvost or the ghost.
Zash, what did it say? So the bookshelves, the shelves are empty, but there's one volume on the floor behind the overturned chair. So I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. But traps, no traps. Wait. There's one book next to the chair. Terramin, I think you might see the book, but you also, how about everyone give me a perception check?
Okay.
Perception?
Yeah. He's excited because he got
I would be glad to roll a perception check.
25. You know what? It's high. It's easy enough that once you're all in the room, you hear the soft flapping sound of wings, but you can't discern its origin. And a single piece of parchment blows off the top of one of the bookshelves. It spirals lazily in the air, and it lands gently at the feet of Zash.
Oh, what's this? Zash picks it up, of course, not being very careful about it.
Yeah.
Half expecting him to eat it.
And you find
But it's not me.
this.
My knights have fallen. This land is lost. Armies emerge.
Maybe he's not a good reader.
Armies will not be stopped. Paul.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. There's this.
Yes. Yes, I will read this. My.
Oh no!
And I take it out of his hands. I am an older
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I am an older
The
toner.
whole group is illiterate.
Like I'm the only one who's able to read because I'm part bard. Like I'm just like the fuck.
My knights have fallen, and this land is lost. The armies of my enemy will not be stopped by sword or spell, claw or fang. Today I will die, not avenging those who have fallen, but defending that which I love, this valley, this home, and the ideals of the Order of the Silver Dragon. The evil surrounds me, and the time has come to throw off this guise and show these heathens my true fearsome form. Let it spark terror in their hearts. Let them tell their stories of dark triumph against the protector of Balanach Mountains. Let Argynvost be remembered as a dragon of honor and valor. My one regret is that my remains will not lie in their rightful place, in the hallowed mausoleum of Argynvost Holt. No doubt my bones will be scattered among my enemies, like the coins of a plundered hoard, trophies of a hard-won victory. I do not fear death. Though my body will die, my spirit will live on. Let it serve as a beacon of light against the darkness. Let it bring hope to a land wrought with despair. Now to battle! A. A. Did you know of anyone whose name started with A, Terriman?
Terriman will reach out and take the parchment. This is written by Argynvost himself.
Oh.
And he holds it like it's a piece of holy parchment, you know, and he's gonna keep it.
Perhaps he was a were dragon, able to transform into a dragon on the full moon, and the rest he was just a man, and he could write down this, because I can't imagine a dragon taking a pen to paper and writing this little tiny little note.
This mausoleum you mentioned was the place downstairs in the courtyard, yes?
I suppose so.
Out of character, do we know what Balanok Mountains is?
You assume it's range around here.
Around here?
Yeah, just like, no specific location, just this area. There's a valley in the Balanok Mountains.
Balanok.
I must return his remains here once we find them.
That's a good question. Where might they be? It sounds like even he wouldn't know.
I think that they are still in Strahd's manor.
Well, we know at least the skull is there somewhere. It may not be in his office anymore, but perhaps that place, if we remember, he walked through the fire. Maybe the skull is somewhere there.
Duvad, I assume you were looking in the room in that area for Trej.
Yes, I was.
Side room. The walls of this room are lined with lead. Emptied chests and shattered vases lie strewn upon the floor. Their contents blundered. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm being too quiet.
Okay.
This place has been raided.
I'm surprised though, because there've been like undead people here the whole time.
Well, these undead people also, once they die, can rise again. So maybe this place has already been looted once.
I guess.
Or it could have been looted before they re-rose.
Okay.
I too.
Because the place had probably fallen freshly before they were cursed. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works or when it all happened.
Yeah, the timeline is funny. But I'm not sure how you answer that, because even Terriman, sure. Terriman, let's do a history check, see if you remember.
What was the name of that handout? Sorry, that we just had.
It's all right. It should be under chapter Argynvost, chapter 7. It's called a Journal of Argynvost.
Oof, come on, Terriman.
Ew, that was a bad roll.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I mean, he knows that there are times, like y'all said, generally, that this place hasn't always been well guarded.
I'm looking out the window. Judging from where we currently are, is this about where we saw the ghost, then?
Not quite. Zash is standing at the door that seems to be the little tower that you saw him.
Okay, then I'll probably start heading up to Zash. To open the door.
Yeah. Can you? Is it locked? Here you go. All right, you walk in here, giant room. Big, round, high ceiling. There are rich drapes, faded by time and neglect, hiding the windows of this otherwise completely empty room.
Terriman walk in there.
I'm staying behind. Just looking
Where's
in.
that? What's that fucking scene from Mad Max? That's bait.
Terramin.
He'll say his name.
Yeah.
He'll say Argenvost.
Mm. You say his name, like close your eyes and visualize him. And you can feel his body, giant dragon body, sleeping in this room. Like this is where he went to bed to rest in his big old dragon form. But you don't feel him here. It's just like memory. This must be where he slept. You don't get the sense that he's literally in the room with you.
Oh, we don't have a ghost scene where, like,
Pottery wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Argynvost comes over, Terramin on the shoulders.
It was going that way for a second. It's like you can feel his body.
No.
All right, he'll kneel and say a quick prayer and say, I vow to try and bring your remains back here, my lord. And then he'll get up. All of that takes way too long for him to do all that, but he gets back up and then takes a view down there at the cemetery towards the mausoleum where his remains are supposed to be before turning back around and saying to the others, I don't know if we're going to get much help here, brothers.
Is this the room that we saw Argynvost in?
Yeah, this is the area. Yeah. Again, I think Camila saw him through the curtain in the room where Terramin is right now. Like peek behind the curtain and then like disappear behind the curtain in a man form though, not a dragon form.
Yeah, he was the
one.
one.
Beautiful hair. Beautiful hair.
Which, by the way, while Terramin is doing this prayer, because he said it takes an ungodly long amount of time, I'm kind of thumbing through this bookshelf. Is there anything else of potential interest?
Yeah, the books are long gone. Again,
so everything was taken.
Raided, except for that there was a book on the ground by the chair.
Yeah, I'll pick up that book. Flip through it.
You pick up with the book. Let me find it.
Was that the perception check? That was for the book?
Yeah, I think that was really to see who saw the page first, but you all saw it. But actually, I'll look at the book first, and then I'll do something else with the perception checks you did earlier, and I'll just roll them over to now. But the book, you pick it up. It's the only book you can find in this whole place. The title is The Oath Celestial. This book is partially burned. Its cover is slashed by like some kind of weapon. You leaf through it, and it's kind of just crumbling. But it looks like it's some kind of like religious, like devotional text for knights who come from a place called the Holy Empire of Valentia or Valencia. Yeah, you say that, but that's what you see in here.
You said the Holy Empire of Valencia? Oh, yeah. You just read it.
There you go.
Hey, was Argynvost's skull out? Like, wasn't it marked? Wasn't it like outside the place or no? This.
What was that?
Wasn't Argynvost's skull like outside of the place here?
No, his bones are all in the mausoleum except for the skull, as far as.
Okay, I swear to God, I thought you said it was like mounted on a spike out front. But
yeah, no. During one of the flashbacks, they did see his skull up in Strahd's study, and then in a later flashback, they went in there and it was not in the. It had been replaced with a picture of Tatiana. Booby trap time.
You know, I'm thinking, like, if we were able to find his skull and restore it to his body, maybe we could get some assistance from Argynvost. But that's just me thinking. Like, I don't know.
Well, the whole thing is we need to find his skull.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We know where it was at one time, but we don't know where it is anymore.
So,
do I see her holding the book?
Duvad, I think, is holding the book.
Yeah. I'm leafing through it. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll walk over to Duvad. Say, what is this?
See, spot, run. Run,
Oh, you're
spot,
illiterate too.
run. Calm it down.
And I
No,
remember this book.
I read through it, like what this book is about.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. I think you might, things start to click for you when you see it. You're like, wait a minute, this does look familiar.
Oh yeah, he'll say the Oath Celestial, and he'll reach out for it.
I'll hand it to him. There you go.
Yeah, he starts to like thumb through that and remember things about the pages and
Yeah, it's like a prayer book for knights like you.
Yeah, the Holy Empire of Valencia, and he kind of manages a smile as he's it's like looking back at an old children's book or something that he used to read. But he's gonna keep that.
So there's nothing here.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do we do from here?
Paul rolls ridiculous perception. Sorry.
True.
Paul, his eye is caught back on that painting over the mantle along this wall. Giant painting. Again, it was like ripped.
Maybe I was just like looking at it the whole time while everybody's having this discussion.
Yeah, and you look at it and you see, there it is. It shows it's actually, you realize this is actually, as you're looking at it, like, oh, this is a painting of this building, of this mansion back in better days. You can see that there are clear winter skies under snow-capped mountains in the background, and the top of what looks like the chapel. The top of the chapel is the tallest tower, which I guess you guys would have seen when you came in. At the top of it, it's glowing like a silver beacon, and there's a twinkle. There's a twinkle in that at the top of the tower that just has your attention. Again, this is a torn painting.
Do you think there might be something at the top of the tower, on the roof?
What makes you say that?
I'm just looking at this painting, and I realize it's a painting of this place. And while just something catches my eye, and he'll kind of like get closer to the painting, and he's like, right here, Camilla, and he like points to the tower, and he's like, it's different than the rest. It's glinting, it's shimmering, it's shining. And while the contents of this place may have been raided, maybe the roof, no one thought.
So this tower is part of the building that we're in, not the the outer tower that we were when we.
Correct. And you, where you were downstairs previously, you've come upstairs, and you know there's a roof to this place, but you also did know that it goes up higher and higher over the chapel.
I'm gonna
walk
up to this
window.
window.
Oh, go ahead,
Sorry, can I open this window?
Where are you?
Right
you
here.
cannot open it. No, you can break it.
Well, I'll test the windows first. All right, I'm assuming none of these windows are openable.
No.
Okay.
Terriman looks at the painting that Paul's talking about. Does he remember how to get to that place?
Sure. Yeah. There's multiple paths up the tower.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean yeah. You can.
If we can get the window smashed or open, I could probably send Umbra up the wall to have a look.
Aren't there little slits out here in the?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at multiple maps. Where are you?
Out in the where the dragon's lair was.
Yeah, not slits, but I mean, yeah, there's windows you can look through.
the outside when we were down in the courtyard, did it look like there was any sort of ladder or stairwell that would go up there?
Sure. I mean, you assume that's I mean that the way to get up the tower is stairs that are in the tower. In fact, just actually poke your head out the door. There's literally a stairwell right next to you.
Guys,
It's not like a mystery.
you're thinking way too much about this. There's stairs right here, goddammit.
Well, let's go up them.
I thought she was wanting to send a scout out, Umbra,
Yeah.
to scout it out.
Why break these people's windows?
Also, Paul wants to peek in this door to the south of them.
Sure he does. Peek in. Take a peek. What's the worst that can happen?
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
This room also has dark wood paneling along the walls that rise to a height of 3 feet. Yeah, that's how tall the paneling is. Above the paneling, the walls are painted with murals of religious figures performing holy rites.
Wade, I know that's you little shit. Stop it.
I don't know what he's doing. But,
It's closing the door to cut me out.
oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, it is west. Okay. I just wanted to see where it's north, south, east, west.
I can't help it.
In the center of the west wall is also a tattered curtain hanging in an open doorway. And 3 tall, slender stained glass windows are set into the opposite wall. That is the wall to the right. You see the windows there. Depicting figures in white robes with orange sunrises behind their heads. Give me a history check, maybe.
Sure.
History.
I don't know if this helps.
Man.
In any which way, but I do have that. I have those like Barovia history books that Paul's been reading in his off time. So I don't know if that helps at all either. But
yeah, and I know that Camila gets advantage on her check if she's looking, but she's out in the hallway and muted.
She's more focused on trying to get up the stairs.
Fair. I'll give it to Paul anyway. He relatively well. One of these windows is the old man, Saint Andrel. He was you know him as the patron saint of he did the church in Valaki, and the orphanage are named for him. But you also know him as a holy man who was advising Strahd back in the day.
Yeah, that's
how you remember him. You saw him. And the middle one is actually the Morning Lord, whose name I forget, but the Morning Lord, and then the other one is Saint Markovia, the younger one, for whom the abbey was named. You've seen both of those historic figures back in the day. Anyway, that's it. Just a fun little Easter egg for you. That's it. I don't waste your time in here.
Cool.
Going up the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Termin's gonna go up the stairs.
Stars. Going up the stairs.
Stars.
I'll follow after our paladin and our beefy druid barbarian.
Go up the stairs. Okay, let me find staircases. You're back on.
Are you using me as a shield, Duvad?
Not this time, currently.
Oh, this time.
Yes, not this time. I was being specific.
You are on the roof. It is suddenly very cold when you get up there. Pop up on the roof. Let's see. There's so many areas on the roof. What do I read? It is open. You see a giant ballista to the north. There is a bit of a ceiling in the middle of the way here, but you see that collapsed area to your west also, looking right down where y'all were. You can even look down into the throne room from where you are now.
I am going to tread carefully up here. I will not be running because that looks like the floor could give in at any minute.
Did you put us on a new map or?
Yeah, sorry, come up to the north. Sorry, I just copied and pasted. I looked down both maps, so I don't have to work. Just look at the
There's
top.
more
Look at the top map now. There's a top map.
I was like, I was going up to the north. I was like, there's nothing. It ends, and then I was like, I just wasn't up enough.
Yeah. So you see to your, if you will, there's more. There's the where it gets much smaller. You're on the main part of the building, but there's some more tower over to your east. Y'all head straight for it.
Well,
Bitch.
before, I don't know if we want to go down the level on this side and check out the other side of this building. Okay, we're going over here. I got it. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Okay, listen to me.
You mean
Okay,
the
let's go.
side that's halfway smashed and broken and dangerous?
I am gonna take a look at that before we get off. I'm gonna take a look at that ballista,
Yeah.
if it's in like working order or not. This
Yeah.
sounds like boss fight, giant undead dragon boss fight, and
This sucker is ancient, rotted by time and weather. Do you try to like work it, or you just get
yeah, I
looking at
just
it?
try to like maybe see if there's any sort of crank I can do, or
As soon as you pull the crank, it falls off.
it's just well, no, they don't build them like they used to.
I build them better now.
Yeah, they build them better. The older ones.
You know what? This is fun. I'm just gonna say, because you went all the way up there, and I don't expect anyone else to do it, that as you walk up here, you hear like a whispering voice coming from this gargoyle over here.
Then I immediately go as far, like I'm hugging the wall. Paul, get in here. The gargoyle was whispering at me.
Oh, there is a roof. Oh, we just got new tokens. Okay.
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah, I just added extra tokens, so I don't have to keep copying and pasting back and forth. We're all on the top now.
The gargoyle was
Wait.
talking. Keep
So-
moving, Paul.
What gotta go?
Which gargoyles?
There's one over
kind of
here.
want to talk to a gargoyle.
No.
Zash just takes off running.
Zash, and I just shove him off the top.
Jess is running where? Which direction?
Oh, to
Oh,
the
Towards the gargoyle.
To the gargoyle. You climb up to it.
Why did I say anything?
You're trying to climb the
Hello.
tree and walk out in front.
Zash, if you die, it's not on my head, okay?
That's
Hello.
You're smart
Give me
enough.
give me a athletics check. I guess you're doing a or I guess you could try acrobatics if you're trying to climb up. Whichever you prefer.
Okay.
You can go up, talk to it.
Just
Hello.
want to get
Yeah,
19.
meeting.
Graceful AF. You get halfway up there and it's not responding to you. I'll let you go all the way up there with that check. And when you get close enough to it, it whispers. It says, when the dragon dreams its dream within its rightful tomb, the light of Argynvost will beam and rid this land of gloom.
This gargoyle's saying some funny things. What did you say again?
I'm gonna
I
go
can't
over
There's a
remember.
there.
handout. There's a handout.
I know.
It's
Uh,
Yeah, it does the same thing for anyone who gets close to it. Actually, you could actually stay on the bottom level past it. It'll do it. But I like Paul. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check as you're climbing the roof.
Oh, yes. I am known for my physical prowess. They're both the same thing. Oh my god!
wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine.
I am known
That's-
for my physical prowess, apparently.
Damn.
Oh,
That
can I
could've been
keep
fun if
it?
you fell.
Can I keep
Chairman
the
will
ball?
walk over. He walks over to look up at them.
It's literally
Chairman, can I
a
have this?
silver-plated gargoyle. It's like, but it's tarnished. You know, it's silver looks like nothing when it's tarnished, but it's actually a silver-plated gargoyle. It's just all tarnished, and it whispers the same thing over and over again. If you buy it, it's almost like one of those Halloween decorations, like a sensor. When you walk past it, it does the same thing.
Oh, nice. So
It's
he
like
hears
very-
this too.
Yeah. Everyone will hear the same thing when you get close to it or you walk past the front of it.
So now
And,
that's it. I mean, we got to bring his remains back.
yes. We must find out where the skull went.
And let me just save you the time of climbing up the tower. I didn't study every little map, 'cause a bunch of little things. I mean, it's nothing. It's basically a light tower, and what Prank saw looks like a light tower being lit up.
Oh, okay. So we go up there and then find nothing and then come back down.
Basically, yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to save you all the time of exploring every little thing.
Paul, can I keep this? Can I keep this?
How are you going to
Where
carry
would
that,
you
Zash?
put it? Where would you put it?
He's got a bag that holds a lot of stuff.
Paul
Yeah,
is
it
going
does
to
hold
You get
everything.
a badass view if you climb all the way. You're not gonna have any encounter trap. You guys can go all the way to the top.
You get that Assassin's Creed view of the.
You get to the very tippy top, and there's a bunch of ravens at the tower too.
In our flashbacks through Strahd's tome,
Mm-hmm.
was there ever a moment where we saw gloom like just take over the land, like the like the darkness, like we see it now?
Not exactly. I mean, when he was in the garden after he killed his brother, or after he drank from his brother.
Mhm.
He killed him. He killed his brother. But that was when you saw the fog rolling in for the first time, and you feel like that was a big change. That was like the end of sunlight here.
Well, is there anything else that we can get or acquire here? Obviously, the next thing we need to do is actually find the skull.
Zash goes over and tries to pick up the gargoyle.
It's not going.
I have a feeling if we go and talk to Vladimir, it'll be a fight. And we'll end up killing him, best case scenario, and sending him to the cemetery like the others.
More than
Well,
likely.
And I would venture to guess that Vladimir is in his right mind, given the fact that he didn't assume we were traitors and then charge us. So I don't know what benefit we would gain from attacking him, especially if he's like you and he just comes back.
I feel like I must speak with him before we leave this place, though. He's the last one to talk to.
Okay.
Well, we'll back you up, whatever happens. So if he does attack you, or call you a traitor, or what have you. But based on that painting,
Yeah, Paul just has a flashback of that painting. Like, damn, that painting sure seems special.
you know, given the little spark, and given what the gargoyle is saying, not only do I think it'd be wise to bring back the dragon's remains just because it's the right thing to do, but I think it might actually dispel some of this. Bleh.
Maybe if we do that, the mist will go away.
Maybe. Can you imagine that? You spent your whole life in this.
It's not entirely true.
I forgot the other clue that I gave you. Again, it was 3 sessions ago now.
Hey, I feel like we should go back downstairs and look at the painting.
Take another look at it.
Yes.
See where the gleam was, because I remember you mentioned a gleam.
Yes, there was a gleam.
That's right. When y'all were outside, I forgot the quote was, "My nights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light they have lost. Show them the light." And you think,
And we don't have
again,
anything that
lighthouse looks like a lighthouse in the painting. And,
let's light up this fucking lighthouse.
and then
I
the
can
gargoyle
create
tells you
fire.
you have to bring back his bones.
Yeah, that's what
to
I'm
light
saying.
light up the land.
That's exactly what I'm
Zash
saying.
is still over here trying to pull this gargoyle.
All right, we need to get this
Zash.
man some meat.
It's so heavy. You'll. I mean, even if you, the best thing you can do is just break it, break it
And
off
then
the
it would-
ceiling.
And then it would fall down and go through the floor and cause another giant fucking hole. You know,
Land on
if
Vladimir and save us the trouble.
We just-
throw it on him.
we slowly drag it over here to the hole and just throw it in at Vladimir.
Don't
and
worry,
hope
we'll
for
have a
the
very
fucking best.
respectful funeral.
Not a respectful death, but a respectful funeral. Yes.
All right, let's go look at the painting.
That's good. Oh,
Unless there's anything else you want to do on this roof.
I wanted to go down this side because it would get us down on the other side of what's his name, Vladimir.
Hey, Zash, you enlarged yourself, did
Sure.
you not? Can you shrink things?
Yes.
I mean, and I point towards the statue.
Oh.
Does
And
that
then we
work?
put it
Does that work
inside
for
Paul's
things?
bag.
I just said people only.
I think in large person or in big
A large
person or-
statue.
Let me
I don't know if it enlarges objects, but I remember Zash getting really big one time, and I'm like, wait a minute, I might be familiar
Enlarged
with that
statue. A
Let's
creature
see
or
here.
an object you can see is what it says.
Oh, interesting.
It lasts for 1 minute.
tell me.
Long enough to bring it down and throw it in Vladimir.
Long enough to
By
fit in the
God!
bag.
A silver gargoyle from the top rope. By
what
God,
you're
Vladimir
saying is
has
if
a
I shrink
family.
this, put it into Paul's bag, we have a talking gargoyle.
Maybe. I don't know.
You're more
Just
of a
we
magic
use
type
it as
than
a
me,
Halloween
so-
decoration from now on. Kids come across the lawn. Yeah.
I don't know how well that would take to us stealing our gargoyle, though.
Where's that? Do they even know it's up here?
That's true. And this place is not exactly taken care of, but I don't know.
I rule on the side of let's not bring the potentially cursed objects home with us.
You know,
Speaking from
That's-
recent experience.
that's actually, yeah. Let's leave this here.
All right, how about...
Yeah, as soon as they bring a curse, Zach's like, I don't want to
All
touch
right,
it.
if we're going to go down separate stairwells, that's fine. I'm going to go back down this one. That way
You want
we
to split
can...
up on the way down? You want to split up on the way down?
I'm following Paul.
Okay, I want to go look at the painting. I have a gut feeling.
I'm following.
Can we just check this side first before we go back over there?
I mean, we can
I'll
like,
go with you.
literally-
Can we not split the party?
You can. So who all's going north stairs?
I'm going north stairs. I've got a feeling about the painting.
And
The
who's
painting
going with
was
them?
just a light shining in the top thing like a lighthouse.
Yes, but why was it cut up? Doesn't that seem strange?
I think it was just the book that was cut up, not the painting, right?
No, he said the painting had
The painting was
Oh.
it was slashed with half of it hanging down, and
Inspiration to prankster
An
for his
odd-
listening skills.
it had an odd twinkle to it too that caught his eye, like a supernatural twinkle. So is anyone else going with Paul? Is everyone else going to go down south stairs?
No, Zash is going with Paul.
Oh,
Yes.
Zash is with Paul. I'm already on the bottom
following
map. Which way's Chairman going? North or south?
I'll go down with him.
Cool.
It's south.
South. Okay, so you three are down here. Paul and Zash are up here. Cool. You go down the stairs. You it looks like a hallway and another set of stairs that you imagine will lead down to where y'all came from, and a hallway to the left and a hallway to the right, which you assume you step closer, you're like, oh wow, this is sketchy. Broken ceiling to your north, broken floor to your south. But you see there are some doors down there too. So doors to your south, but also like literally edge of the building.
Yeah, I'm
One of
hugging
one of
the wall.
One of the doors is open, and you see that's like the edge of the building and the door, and they're inside the room.
All right, I'm hugging the wall. I'm gonna try to make a stealth check to just like look across, see if there's anything there, like without anything knowing I'm here.
Terminal guard the hallway there.
All right, 22 stealth. So I'm just Look over, see if there's anything. Hugging the wall. Anything?
Yes, this room is most of this chamber has collapsed. Clearly, the wooden floor is strewn with rubble and falls away into a foggy abyss to the south. The roof overhead is jagged and broken. Now, it's a tall ceiling, 40 feet above you. I'm sorry, no, the floor here is 40 feet above the floor of the ballroom. Should you fall, the roof over you is 20 feet overhead, but nothing of note. Just a ruined, what looks like who knows what this room used to be.
All right. Go over to the next one. Check this door.
Matching room, except you see a little bit of a, you see like the headboard of a bed.
Okay. I mean, I'll just perception check for both of the rooms, just checking for anything.
Mm-hmm.
26.
Wow. I feel like I should give you something for freaking 26. Roll a 19 on that bed. But literally, it's just trash, dude. It's just
All right.
garbage. But you know now, this was a bedroom. So
And
that's
then-
saying it. It's probably the officers or more like people who. It wasn't the main. All the little guys were downstairs. These are the more important people.
All right. Curiosity satisfied. Let's go look at the painting with
All right.
Cole.
You could just hop right through here.
No.
Shortcut through the painting room.
Yeah, I'm going through the painting room, not towards the room that's within Vladimir's
The-
visual.
Not going into the room of the guy who says leave.
Go away.
Go away. What do I see when I look at the painting again? I want to get up to it close. Maybe touch it. Feel it against my cheek. Rub myself against it. Feel the grains.
It feels
Swirls from the painting.
like it might have some magic in it.
Oh, interesting.
I never said it didn't. I just didn't want to split the party.
Interesting. Thank you, bees.
I never said it wasn't.
I appreciate that.
You didn't detect magic, but I've got to give it to you for checking it out.
Awesome.
It makes your eggplant tickle a little bit.
I'm all horned up.
That's a callback
choked
to
on
the
my
opener.
sandwich. Thank
Sorry.
you.
But
Come on,
it
it's
feels
a callback.
it feels like the magic is like broken. Like I guess not quite powerful enough there. Like it needs something.
Almost like it would require the bones of the dragon.
Try an Arcana check.
I'm gonna try an Arcana check.
Oh my god.
Oh crap! I have to call inspiration beforehand, don't I?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll tell you this. Doesn't feel like bones are gonna fix this painting.
What are you trying to do there, Paul?
Coming through.
Yeah, Camilla comes through and I'm rubbing my cheek up against it at that exact moment.
Yeah, I can feel the magic.
Do I need to leave you alone?
Yeah, I can feel.
It took some ecstasy.
I can feel the magic, Camilla. Can you feel the magic? Come over here. We'll feel the magic
really good drop.
together.
Back out and shut the door.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I
Let's
detect
just leave
magic?
him by himself.
Can I detect
leave-
magic at least to determine like what kind of school it is?
Sure. It's got a transmutation magic aura, but it's so weak and faint.
Is it coming from the painting itself, or is it coming from behind the painting?
Yeah. It feels like the
Paul?
painting.
Paul?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Paul? Don't you
Yes.
know mending?
I do know mending. I was just thinking that. You know what? You're my best friend. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mend the painting.
Okay. You lift up the bottom flap. This is the bottom of the of the mansion. Nothing fancy there. You cast Mending, and it seals together, and the light glows a little bit brighter on the top of the tower.
Hell yeah.
And then we rub the back of it with
And
lemon juice and get
Is
the
everyone
Declaration of Independence.
is everyone in this room now? Zash is still in this. He's talking to you, but he's in the other.
Oh,
He's yelling 2 rooms over.
So
Sorry, I don't know what room we're supposed to be in,
It's all right.
but
And
I would
also-
be in that room with them.
yeah, in all seriousness, I think, all joking aside, I think Paul would be very deliberate, kind of using that same touch that he would as a mortician, kind of like making certain that like everything matches up properly as he's like casting the spell, maybe like
Yeah.
rubbing his finger over the crease. That's how I imagine like it like coming together, is like there's like a big tear and
Yeah.
he like puts it and it's perfect, and like with the other finger and hand it's like uttering the words, and it's like going over the painting, like the cut in the painting, and it's healing as his hand passes over it.
I like
as he's
that. I
muttering.
like that. It's like I love it. So Mending is an interesting little. It's a cantrip, but it can repair a magic item, but it can't restore magic to something that's like without any magic whatsoever. But this thing has a little tingle to it, right? And so you mend it, and the beacon in the picture like flashes with this bright silver light. And this room is filled with a spectral form of a giant silver dragon. Fills this room. And you hear a voice that says, "My skull lies in the swamps. A perverse gift for the perverse mother of my enemy. Return my skull to its rightful crypt, and my spirit will shine here forever, bringing hope to this dark land." And with that, the apparition fades away.
Do we need to deal with more witches?
First thing Paul does is he looks at Divad and gives him the biggest shit-eating. Like, interesting. That's so interesting.
I never said we weren't going back to the painting.
No, that's
You-
fine.
you-
I just think this is so interesting. I didn't know what you were
Ter-
talking about. Termin,
Termin
who
slaps
is the great
on the shoulder.
enemy? Yes.
Wait.
I am amazing. It's true.
The mother of his enemy. Is he talking about the devil?
The devil's mother.
Well, did
Not
Argenvost,
really,
aside from Strahd, who is your great enemy? Well, who's Argenvost's great enemy?
I mean, it's got to be Strahd. It's the mother of the great enemy. It's got to be Strahd's mom.
Didn't
Well,
she die?
but Argenvost existed before Strahd became Strahd.
Yes.
So it stands to reason that there might have been another enemy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Or it could just be like magic's brought her back to life.
Also, he did say that it was a gift to his enemy. We know that Strahd was the one to kill the dragon.
A gift
Therefore,
for the perverse mother of my enemy.
exactly. So it would have been,
Strahd's mother. Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless he means Mother Night. I know she was
Tedman,
brought up.
you're smart and wise and know things. I know that sometimes your memory can be a little bit suspect, but do you remember anything about like who the great enemy of Argenvost was?
Concerning this
And why was it
topic
Duvad?
right here. Concerning this topic, I will invoke this here, the knowledge from past life. And what skill could I roll, or what could I roll for this? It just adds a d6 to whatever I roll, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be a history check.
Right, which I'm not good at, so here we go. This, and then a d6. And I'll add a d6. Hopefully I roll good.
Natural one.
Oh my god!
That is
Y'all
skilled.
don't
That
know.
is quite skilled.
Y'all don't know.
Wait a minute. Can I bust out an inspiration?
You have to do it when you make the call.
Yeah. I mean, if you did use your inspiration, you get 11. Make you
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to call before you roll.
I want to take a moment also to apologize to Wade. I've just been fucking with him just to mess
I
with him.
understand.
I think he's
understand,
familiar
but
with the concept.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to remember Strahd's mother's name and what happened when he found out she was dead. Because I remember
Paul-
we walked in on that.
Paul has an idea. Paul looks like he has an epiphany and just leaves the room. And he goes back over to Lord Godfrey.
Again, just frozen at the table. He looks over at you.
Well, these are the followers of the Morning Lord, right? Wouldn't it
They
make sense?
were. Yeah.
Oh, they were. Wouldn't it make sense
Yeah.
that the Mother Knight might be involved in this somehow? She's a deity. At least I think. That's what I have here.
Yeah, Mother Night is a. It seems like in this land there are two gods that he worship, either Mother Night or the Morning Lord. It might be. It might be. His mom's name was Ravenovia. He named Ravenloft after her.
Oh, that's right.
He was very upset that she didn't make it to see his castle, to see what he'd built. But yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
Godfrey, we repaired a painting in the room adjacent to this one.
I destroyed that painting for a reason. It was ugly.
And we heard from. Actually, I would turn towards Termin. Termin, was that Augenvost's voice? Would you recognize?
Yes, it was.
We heard Augenvost's voice say, "My skull lies in the swamps, a perverse gift for the perverse mother of my enemy. Return my skull to its rightful crypt, and my spirit will shine here forever, bringing hope to this dark land." Who is this perverse mother of Og? How would you interpret that as a follower of Augenvost?
Sure, he's listening.
I'm done.
No, I'm saying I'm not sure he was listening. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were talking to Rogue. I'm not listening. I was like, Rogue's playing with fire.
Yeah,
That's
I looked
so
at.
funny.
Removed from bees.
I apologize.
I looked at Terramin when I asked him that question, and I just saw a blank stare. And Paul's like, "Okay, this is one of those riddled areas." He just goes over to these guys.
Yeah. So Godfrey would look at you and say, "Voice sound low. I don't know."
Hey,
Everything about the man is perverse.
about what, man?
Sir.
Strahd?
Yes.
Hey, will we
Yes.
agree?
The enemy of Argynvost. Yes.
Would Vladimir know?
Camilla's gonna come walking out of the room. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I don't know.
All right. What about your friends here? Do they know anything?
They all look at you and none of them speak.
Son of a bitch. All right. Paul is like, all right, you said we needed to talk to Vladimir. Termin, this is your in.
Time.
Hey, look at me. Come here. And I like motion for him to like kneel down to me. And I look at him and I'm like, hey, you got this. Right? You're Termin. You were a knight of this order. You belong here just as much as anyone else, and you are fulfilling Argynvost's will. And you long to bring him home, to where he might truly rest.
He pats Paul on the shoulder and he says, "You have already given me hope, my little friend. Now we know where to find the skull."
Maybe, do you think Vladimir might know? Do you want to ask him? Or do you think it's a lost cause?
Must speak with him anyway before we leave.
I mean, I don't know how many swamps are in Barovia, but I mean, if it's less than 2, then we know exactly where to go to. Like, can we look at a map and see, oh, there's swamps here, and go to the swamps? Because it specifically says.
Oh my god, the penises. Sorry, y'all can't see them.
You're welcome.
Did the voice
Jump scare of penises.
You're welcome.
Did the voice say the swamps of Barovia?
Oh my
It
gosh.
specifically said, return. My skull lies in the swamps. Specifically, my skull lies in the swamps. The perverse gift for the perverse mother of my enemy. Blah 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 blah. Blah. But like, if there's swamps here, then we know which one to go to.
Man, look, I
Instead of threatening the person who's like.
This game is supposed to be mysterious. Like, I'm not supposed to be all the. You guys have expressed
Right.
so much that I'm just gonna show y'all all the penises.
Oh my god.
They look much more stark
my
against the
God.
black than they do when they're revealed.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's. This is
I love
welcome,
the
welcome to my
crossbows.
nightmare.
I love the
3,
cross
4, 5,
penises down in the corner.
6,
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to my nightmare.
at least 6 that
I
I've
think,
experienced.
I think some of these
Courtesy.
are.
It's like-
I gotta
Courtesy.
see my
He
stream.
drew them in the dark. He couldn't see where they were because they were.
There,
He's
that's
just drawing
a
them
feat.
blind.
That's a
That's how-
feat E-text. It's instead of blind fighting, it's blind penis drawing.
It's like a boy's bathroom.
You wasted your feet slot on that. On a role play.
I think Jester's like, I'm sorry, wasted?
I'm talking about your IRL, you as a person.
Yeah,
Feet slot.
Oh
again,
my gosh.
I think
Nipples
Jester's like,
over each other.
I clearly know what I chose. Are you gonna get rid of the darkness for forever? Do we just get to look at the map now?
I might. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to redraw. So we'll do it like this for now.
Okay. I have an idea. If you're amenable to it,
Yeah.
what if, to give this a lore reason, what if we in Valaki got access to a map of these lands
Yeah.
from the Burgermeister's mansion?
Yeah, you may have gotten something like that here even because the Burgomaster's not going to have all the history, but you may have come across something. It's just this is the most detail, and that's fine. Between all the characters who were in the world before, why can I not grab these penises? Why I've never said that sentence. Why seriously?
You can grab them.
I cannot delete them.
Well,
The two like cross
Let's see,
bones in the
Bottom.
bottom. I can't grab them.
There's red.
It's
and
okay.
green,
That's
so I'm
that came on the
assuming
map. It was like the
one
the
of them
skull
might
and
be
bones
in the corner.
Scarabins.
Is it on the map
Do the
later
highlight.
somehow? What happened? No,
Do the highlight, the square over.
I
'em. Can
did.
you do that?
I have been. I cannot highlight
then-
these penises.
And then just try to double click on one of
Okay,
the lines.
Jester, could you please delete your drawings from this map? Because I've drawn so many things on the map that I cannot do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me how.
Yeah, I don't think we can delete.
I
like,
mean-
as
If you drew it, you can, right?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can also just like get rid of all the drawings on the map.
But then I would lose all my notes map too.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can delete some of them, but the ones on the bottom, I cannot.
Oh, yeah. I was just trying to delete my.
Oh
purple
yeah,
one.
like I deleted the.
You know what?
Words already.
Another option too is like I can disguise some of them so they don't look quite penisy. I could give it a wing, put a little fin on it.
Oh my gosh. this
Okay.
I've got rid of the most massive ones.
Put a little engine.
Let's
Got a little
address
top
this
up
after the
here.
I mean, you
The
could
There's a
helicopter
little
now.
guy right here, you
Is he
know.
like Trogdor?
Got some lights. Give it a big beefy arm, you know.
Does anybody see a swamp anywhere?
And a more different
Yeah.
S.
I
That's
see
a
Mount
good one.
Veritok.
I've been looking like maybe this is like swampy sort of stuff, but I don't know.
Would we know where
Okay.
swampiness is?
I would
One thing
assume,
I'm
like,
excited about is we can find out. A swamp is like it's something we can ask people about. That does look like a swamp right
This
there.
definitely looks
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
swamp.
Looks pretty swampy.
Just south
You know,
of Barovia.
also it would
And there's-
be in the lowlands too, right?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, this one looks like a swamp too.
Yeah.
Look, yeah, the marsh. There's
And you guys-
grasslands right there.
You guys have
Look at that.
heard tell of what used to be another town in the valley. It was
Yeah, Strahd
It was
destroyed it. I remember
it was like flooded.
it
It was flooded
yeah.
specifically, right?
No, he
believe
like
so.
set fire to it, I thought.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
it may have been flooded. I gotta, but yeah, you know that they're
So let's check
and
that.
now
shit
they
out.
say
ruins
stay away
of
from
the
there
Reswitch.
because there's a witch out there. They
A
say
witch sounds
There
like
we go.
exactly what we're looking for.
That's it.
We are looking for a witch?
A perverse
Yeah.
woman. It's got to be a witch.
perverse mother.
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
guessing.
That's it.
Sorry to all the Wiccan friends that I have.
They're all perverse.
They like it. They like it.
So
Anyway,
that-
back to
Speaking
our
from
story.
experience, there, Rogue,
Yes.
huh?
that's a compliment to a Wiccan. Okay, so yeah, you that's an idea.
Yeah, I'm down for going to the nearest swamp and fucking shit up.
All right.
Witch.
So, Vladimir, swamp.
Back on the bottom map.
Swamp. Let's leave Vladimir alone. He wanted to be left alone. Let's leave him alone.
I think Tatum wanted to talk to him.
Oh.
Your voices like bounce off of the like you're standing on this mush, and he's literally like he can overhear you guys talking about it.
That guy back
But
here,
he's
every
not
time,
talking back.
every time he hears his voice, he just like twitches a little bit. Like his
Should we talk to Vlad? I think maybe
Vlad is a non-starter. Okay.
I think this is Tatum's
Vlad is
area.
bad.
Vlad, okay, yes, thank you, Tatum.
Vlad's
Just take
bad,
charge.
bad.
Good man. And I'll back him up. I
am
back him
just-
up the whole way.
I'm not backing him up, but I'm watching to see if I need to run.
All right.
just gonna
So,
stay within
Terraman,
visual.
you get a good look into the room now. I'm going to read the flavor text of this room. The west wall of this 50-foot long, 30-foot wide audience hall has crumbled. Oh, also, let me get the music for this room, too, because that's fun. Cool. So the wall,
That's a
that
shame.
one wall is crumbling. A gate. Weapons and shields that once hung from the walls have been either stolen or fallen to the floor and succumbed to rust. A large wooden throne, carved to resemble a dragon with unfolding wings, faces 3 tall windows to the west. Slumped in the throne is a gaunt, armed figure with one gauntlet wrapped around the hilt of a greatsword. This is back to you guys. Again, he feels you come in and he turns and says, "Go away."
Terraman will come in and bow and say, Sir Horn God, I must speak.
I'm sorry, did you freeze? Say again?
Sir Horn God, I must speak with you. I've come all this way.
His grip on the greatsword tight. And again with more strength, more power behind it. He repeats himself. Go away.
Zash.
His grip tightens on his sword.
Zash standing next to him, you start to already see the fur forming on his arms and his face starting to shape, just in anticipation of what's going on.
He's all horned up.
Duvad is just like, oh, God,
The theme of the night.
This is going to be a thing, and he starts like
He can just feel the tension behind him, and
he just starts waxing the strings on his bows, just
realizing Terramin is trying to be diplomatic here, but he can just feel the tension behind him, and he knows you're not alone. You've got these outsiders in there. So he says nice and loud where everyone can hear him. If you have come to destroy me, know this. I perished defending this land from evil centuries ago. And because of my failure, I am forever doomed. If you destroy this body, my spirit will find a new corpse to inhabit, and I will hunt you down. You cannot free me from my damnation, nor would I wish it.
Well, I think that's all we need to know. Let's go.
Let us go. There is a door right here.
I
Let's go.
let Terramin take the lead. I just look at him.
Yeah, like do we try something else?
Well, because this is his home, and like I trust
Go on,
him.
Camilla. Team, we're not dying today. I'm just like ushering everyone who's wanting to down the hall. Come on, please. We're so close to being gone.
He says, I will leave you here, but I must tell you my quest has not ended. The Argenvost has sent me on a new quest to find his remains and bring them back here. If your quest is to stay here and guard this place, then so be it. I am still trying to fight this war. Yeah.
He his grip kind of loosens, and he says, "Then go." Kind of tone a little different, telling you to leave, but in a little bit different tone.
So he'll bow to him and honor his wishes, and look at his friend Paul and Zash as he starts to turn and walk out, and say, "There's nothing more we can do here, my friends."
He's too far gone.
Yeah, sorry, Dermot. I didn't want to start a fight with your friend there.
Yeah, I totally didn't want to die. I'm totally.
God, I'm so excited for combat with him. So excited for combat with him.
I bet you he fucking mashes.
Are you sure you don't want his sword?
Oh, that's a good idea. No.
So, like, forever ago, I remember listening to a stripped down version of Curse of Strahd that some people were playing through, and this was one of their first like places they went to was Argenvost, and they made the mistake of like talking to this guy, and he killed him in one round, like TPK. Like,
nice.
Yeah, like it was rough.
I'm sorry. Say that again. Sorry, I was on. Say again.
So, forever ago, I listened to a Curse of Strahd campaign.
Oh yeah.
And they essentially made a beeline for Argenvost versus anything else, and they had they decided to get into a fight with what's his face, and it was literally like a 2-round combat, and he killed them all.
Yeah,
like
you don't want to start a fight with him at a lower level, especially.
I don't want to start a fight with anybody here, and like basically Duvad's thing is like, I have to survive this. I know my daughter's alive. I have to survive this no matter what. Even if like I love these guys. These guys are my friends, but I have to survive. And so I'm like not after that, like after I found that, I'm not like Duvad does not want to take any more risks.
We have a direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have, you know, we have things to work off of. We don't need to be here any longer.
Yeah, I don't see any positive points. I mean, he's not gonna let them go. Anyway, so but if we bring the head back, then I think something
He'll
might
have to
change.
follow. He might have to follow orders from
Yeah.
ones higher than him.
Again.
Yeah.
Let's go. We know where to go.
Yeah, we're out of here. Let's do it.
Or at least we know
Okay.
where to investigate.
All right.
We're there in the swamp. All right.
Fast travel.
Well, if we're not gonna fight this
Loading
guy,
screen
I'm just
pops up.
going to leave. I
Duvad is
think
exhausted. Rest to regain exhaustion levels. I would if I could, Ma.
By the way, Duvad, what's wrong with you?
I need sleep.
Can I
And I just
roll-
like start crying, just like.
Can I
I
roll an
mean-
Arcana or like either Arcana or something on him to see if I can figure out if he's cursed?
I mean,
Or
I
has he
did
already
take a
shared that?
lot of. I took a lot of money from the wolf statue whenever I stole the thing, so
Does
I
he
think
say
I got
this to
cursed.
us? You say that to
I,
us?
I had distributed the money with y'all.
I know, but I don't think that at that point in time we knew what was going on.
Yeah, we
Correct
had
me
I
if
no
I'm
mean,
idea.
yeah, and I keep having dreams of a horrific wolf lady, which I assume is her. But don't worry, I drank my potion of remove curse, so everything should be fine. I just need to sleep.
Can I see if he's still cursed?
Yeah. probably.
Sure. Give an Arcana check.
Okay. Please. 19?
He's not cursed.
Yes.
He's not cursed, but he's okay. Interesting. So there's nothing off about him.
All right. Well, I might not.
He's
be
very
cursed
tired.
currently.
He's very tired.
Like I
You
drank.
know he's very tired.
You should have drank that potion before we went to bed.
I had no idea I was cursed before I went to bed. I thought I just was not being able to sleep well.
Anyway.
How
By the
long
way,
was the trek back? We're going back
talk-
home, right?
Yeah, we're talking and walking.
So we're okay. So we've left Argynvost right now.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So we're leaving Argynvost, and then we are getting back on the road, and we're going back towards Vallaki, or we are going towards the swamp.
Honestly,
Was there something we needed back at home? I thought somebody was like we were having something made and stuff like that.
Yeah, y'all did. Let me I got my notes here. Yeah, we're having winter things made for a trip to the Amber Temple.
but if we go to the
with-
swamp, we might not need it until after the swamp.
we could just kill
So
two
that's-
birds at one stone, go to the swamp, and then go on to the Amber Temple. So that way we're.
Well, if we go to the Emperor Temple without warm clothes.
Well,
I
that's
was
my
about to bring up
point.
that point.
If we go to Vallaki first, get our clothes, and then just like take an adventure to the swamp, and then because that's on the way to the Amber Temple, we can kill two birds at one stone. That's what I was.
Okay.
Because can you bring us back to the big map?
Yeah, sorry. I was just looking. See. Back to the big map. All exposed.
Because from what I recall, the trip to Argynvost Holt was kind of windy, and we might have it might.
To the Black Temple was very windy. And up to get up there. Versus going to the swamp, we could be going down.
But I mean, can we go directly? Okay, so here's my question: can we get to the swamp by taking a direct route from here to the south, or would we have to go back and take the roads
Let me
through the
check.
forest and down adjacent to the
Let me
river?
zoom out and see the map myself.
Because
Can you focus, Pingus?
I will say, if we go to Vallaki, I would like to make a side trip to the Vistania camp and
Oh,
see
okay.
if that house was affected.
ooh, that's interesting.
What was it? Yeah. No question.
Swamp is right
You're wanting
there.
yeah, you're closer to the. This is literally the closest thing to that swamp area, but it's rough trek.
How about we head to the swamp and camp on the outskirts of one night and then head in.
I mean, the day is relatively young. You guys.
And the blue star is where the Amber Temple is, correct? Oh no, that's
Amber Temple is way down at the bottom. Where's the star?
Oh, Shezbot, the light blue star. I realized that was where the Wizards of Wines was.
Yes.
Yes. No. The Wizard of Wines was over here.
Correct. I'm not sure. I think the star was just like, this is the path we're gonna take. There's no reason for a star. This star out here.
Okay, so the question is, do we have to stick to the roads to travel, bees, or can we bushwhack?
You don't have to. Absolutely, you don't have to. You could rough it down to the swamp, or I mean.
All right, so let's put it to a vote. That's the easiest way to do it. If you vote to go back to Vallaki to grab our clothing, put an X in chat, or just put Vallaki. Actually, everybody just put Vallaki or swamp. There we go.
I kind of say Vallaki because I don't know how long exactly it's been, but there might have been enough time for them to make our weapons. But I guess if you guys want to go unprepared, then
yeah, it seems like regardless, the tribe is vote. My vote doesn't matter, even if I did want to go to Vallaki. So
swamp.
Well, it's fine.
What's at Vallaki? What were you trying to wait for? This could change my vote.
I think we are. I think the other prevailing thought was that we could go to Vallaki so that we can get those warm clothes, so that we could travel to the Amber Temple safely.
But didn't Duvad have like weapons being silvered there? I don't remember.
I did, but I mean, I could still do damage without the silvered weapons. Like,
Yeah, so there's the silver weapons, there's the warm clothes, and then there's also the thought of going the direction of the swamp is also in the direction of the Amber Temple.
Yeah,
so
if we do that, then we're going to have to go all the way back to Vallaki to get the warm clothes, unless you want to freeze on the way to the Amber Temple. Which,
so yeah, so
I mean, I can
the
produce
question,
fire, but...
So the question is do we go to the swamp now and then double back later for the clothes, or do we just double back now so we have less travel time?
I say we go for the swamp so we can get the gloom out of the way. Like we get our ally Argynvost back up and running. Get his skull back, get assistance here, then we'll worry about the others. That's just my thinking on it. Like,
sure.
Get rid of the thing that's right here. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, literally that's 1 mile away versus
Okay. Let's go to the swamp.
1 mile.
All right, so then we have voted swamp.
Cool. So, you taking the road back, or are you trying to slide down the mountain?
I thought, I mean, I don't know what would be the best way to get to the witch.
We're gonna go. Let's go this way to the river, and then follow the river to the swamp.
Smart.
Just keep in mind that this is.
I mean, unless we can just go right.
What about it? What?
It's not flat terrain. If I'm judging there, if I'm looking at this correctly.
Yeah. What is each road? Now.
Is that? Oh shit! We're gonna die if we crawl down that cliff right there.
Like, is that like a
Let me
near
take a look at
500
it.
foot drop?
No, the lines aren't that close together.
Do I have Featherfall?
I don't think it's a sheer
If
drop.
Paul's like, I won't
I don't
die.
know.
But if you
won't.
slip. Also, how long does Featherfall last?
I think it's like
Minutes
have
per
it.
level.
I don't have
Probably.
it, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, you had a really sweet view from that building in Argynvost.
from the view, would we have seen a relatively safe route down?
gosh. I think from the view, you would think that's a bad idea to go that direction.
Bad idea to go this direction?
Yeah. Just because, like, yeah, this is not.
If we follow the
a path.
road, if we follow the road here, cut through the woods to the river, and then follow the river south, how about that?
All right. Sorry, I'm just reading something.
It looks like there's another climb down over there too, but we have ropes and stuff. Maybe if it's just one hill, it might not be so bad. And in the worst case, I can spider climb, but I don't know about anyone else. Maybe Zash could turn into something small, and I could carry him, but I don't know anything else.
Yeah, what's this little dotted line mean? Is that a road?
It's like
I think it's
an
a
old
path.
path. It's yeah, it's not a main thoroughfare.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
It's rough, like, yeah. Like it's a path.
Well,
that
I
you
mean,
would
we
think
can do
this kind of
this.
makes sense. Okay, all right. I don't want to dawdle too much about it. Full disclosure, I'm not ready for y'all to get to the swamp, so I don't want to throw a random encounter at you guys. So this might be the end of the session.
Okay.
That's cool. We can cut early tonight. We'll head to the swamps next time.
Well, if we're gonna take the path up that way, we might as well stop at Valaki.
Yeah, I mean, like,
If you want to end the session.
I just assumed we could
Hey,
go.
do you want to go to
there.
Valaki, or are y'all ready? Question.
I'm just saying, if we're gonna go up there,
I not want y'all to go to Valaki. You can go every.
the whole
Not re-
point.
Well,
of going
okay.
to
How
the
about
swamp is it was closer?
if I might suggest then, just in the spirit of using our time effectively,
Yeah.
and if we're going to be taking the road back anyway, why
Yeah,
don't we end in Valaki? We can finish our business there, and then bees can prep next week for the area that we want to go to.
Right on.
Is everybody amenable to that?
yeah, that's fair. Like,
That works.
I didn't know we were going to be taking that road back. If we were taking that road back, then I was like, all right, might as well go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I was asking him if we could just like go there directly. But okay, so we're all of accord. We're gonna go to Valaki.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sounds like everyone's
Yeah.
voting Valaki now.
All right, Valaki now, because the GM didn't.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the swamps. I was ready to throw down with that fight. So,
He's
but
got,
you guys earned your piece, though.
He's got GM fight blue balls.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's
Oh.
yeah. I'm not gonna throw a random encounter at you guys though, just to fill the time. So it has to be purpose-driven random encounters,
Sure.
plot-driven. So you guys head back the way you came. You know the Vistani encampment is just outside of town. If you want to take that path, or do you go back to the Valaki?
Since I have nothing
Oh,
in
we need to.
Yeah.
We need to go back to that one that's on top of the hill to see if that house is burnt.
I'm heading to the Vistani camp while they all
Yeah,
go to Valaki.
I gotta find the map. Santoro? No, under Valaki maybe.
I feel more comfortable with the Vistania than I do in Valaki anyway.
There it is.
Especially after being reminded about how much of an outcast I am.
All right. All right, I gotta find the map for you guys. All right, here we are. And where were you on this map? Okay, y'all were all up here. Well, this is fun. Sorry, get all your tokens. I think that's everyone except for our new friend who wasn't here when you last came here. Sorry, getting tokes ready for everybody.
I've been trying to learn Bloody Tears on the guitar, which is from Castlevania.
Oh yeah.
Just because I thought that would be fun.
That's just such a good like riff.
Well, plus it just gives me when I can keep my hands occupied, I can listen a lot better. So
Tearman, Zash.
It's just such a good like boss fight, you know.
God.
Music.
it really is.
There's a band I follow on YouTube called Mariachi Entertainment System, and they're a mariachi band that plays like old school like NES titles in a mariachi style. It's so fucking good. Like they did Bloody Tears. It's so good.
While
I'll send you a link for that.
while Bees is kind of getting ready for things, Paul's going to be following in the back. I have to use the bathroom really quick. But he will accompany you guys to see if your theory is right and then go to Vallaki. But I don't
Do
think
you
I have as
share
much
aloud
business.
what you're thinking about as you approach? Because Paul doesn't know you guys set fire to that.
Oh,
building.
yeah, that's a good point.
I wouldn't have shared that out loud, but I am definitely curious about
So
that.
would
Zash did.
Zash and Camilla be having a conversation using message?
Well, if Zash spoke first, I don't know if he would have actually used message. Like,
I don't know if Zash knows where we're heading right now.
Well, I guess there. Okay, so then while we're walking, I could cast message to Zash. Do you think? So we could probably stop at the Vistania camp and see if that house really burned down.
Do we burn it down if it's not?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
If we didn't do it in the dream, we'll do it
If
in
at
real
first you
life.
don't succeed.
You look and see a oh god, that reminds me of so you see a painting of the burning of this town, and you see in the painting like a little you and a little Camilla like painted in like what's that movie show What We Do in the Shadows. There's a Greek vampire and then like a vampire who's with the Ottoman Empire, and there's like this painting of the burning of her town like when it got sacked, and she looks over and the Ottoman Empire like a vampire is in the painting pillaging her town. It's my favorite fucking you were the death that came to my town.
I was thinking of Beetlejuice. Is that when they're painting of the two people? Is it Beetlejuice I'm thinking of? Anyway, yeah, you guys approached the Vistani camp, and if you recall, the first thing you saw as you approached the camp, once upon a time, was this first hovel in the northeast corner, and there was a man out there, just suspiciously watching you approach. This time, as you approach, there's just kind of grown over ruins.
Oh my gosh.
Zash just looks over to Camilla. So,
Casting message. How are we going to tell this to the others? We could.
Fuck are y'all talking about over there?
Should we?
Like, having different expressions, looking at each other.
I tuck the gold chain that I stole from the study camp like more in my shirt, just like
This is a
take all the
pretty-
rings and I put them in my
Would
pockets.
Say anything?
Not now. Would the rest of the party, though, notice this difference as well?
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing because it's fairly fresh in your memories now. I think when you first came here, Terraman didn't recognize this place, I think, as his, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, that's right. You were like kind of creeping around the place, right, Terraman? You weren't like with the party the whole time? I don't remember how it went when y'all came. Do you remember once upon a time when they were exploring this place? You didn't approach it right away. So I wonder what your experience was then versus now, because you didn't tell the party, oh, my beloved lived here once.
Right.
I don't know how your memory was at that time versus now. So you can play it however you want. But things are not the same now as they were then. I mean, it's all the same except for that cabin, I should say. That's the only thing that's changed.
He actually didn't remember back then.
Right. That makes sense. Your brain was still recovering.
Yeah.
Oh, I should get rid of the dynamic lighting on this. I just realized.
If he went in there now, he'd probably remember.
Right.
Camila, staring a little too long at the house, I think, closed her eyes. We need to tell them something.
That's
So
how.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was going to let y'all just... I didn't hear what you said. I'll let y'all talk.
What did you say, Taryn?
Are we there at her house?
We're here in Valaki. Or not
Yeah.
Valaki, the...
I mean, you're just on the outskirts of the Vistani camp, and what used to be your house is kind of overgrown, like... what did I say before? Ruins. Like, there used to be a building here, but now there's not. And it's been hundreds of years since there was a building here.
And there's nobody by the ruin, I'm assuming.
No. There's no one who lives there. It's just an empty building.
Should we just leave? If Zash is saying this, if he still has that connection with
If
Camille.
you're able to whisper back to her. It's a shame Paul isn't here for this conversation, because that was his whole deal, was
Yeah.
can you really change anything in the past? And you guys are getting confirmation that maybe you can.
The thing is, this could change everything whenever it comes to us going into the tomb.
Do you think we can go back to a different part of the tome?
Maybe we could reread an old chapter, kind of do like a redo.
Maybe we could save Tatiana.
I wonder if we'd be able to. I know before, it was like an overwhelming force would not even let me move.
But what if we are standing right beside her when she dies? Would it force us away?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh.
I feel like there are some things we just can't change, but I was so certain that we wouldn't affect anything until I saw this.
Wait, we managed to save some of them, right?
I think the way Brandon described it is like even the ones that we saw, like we saw that we had gotten out, they still rounded up at the end. And
Yeah.
like
They weren't escaped for long. They eventually
Yeah.
were rounded up.
Shit.
Or were they? You look around. Are there any women? No.
Yeah,
Alright.
no. I don't know. Maybe we should... I don't know.
Leave. Go back to Valaki.
Yeah. Until I can think about what to do. I'm gonna turn around and start heading back to Valaki.
Fair.
you look like you've seen a ghost, Camilla.
I just kind of ignore him and keep walking.
That's a classic line.
That
Like,
was her
that's
house?
Yeah,
That was her house. Yeah.
That's such a like a TV thing of like, somebody didn't see what was going on.
Yeah.
You look like you've seen a ghost.
Terraman will sit there and stare at that for a while.
Yes. Destruction. It brings peace to my mind too.
No.
But this isn't where she died.
No, it was
She
her
didn't die
home.
here. She fled
It
from
was
here
up
because
at
it was
the-
burning.
It was up at the hill, right? Where they
No, it was
rounded
out
up.
in the woods. It was down in the woods.
Yeah, we were out in the woods. Well, which direction would that be? That's where he starts
It
to
would have
look.
been to the northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back towards Valaki.
Let's take a
So,
look.
did we find out what happened to the house?
The
Are you on
house
the
is
map?
burned.
Are you on the
Yeah,
map?
The house is
Yeah.
burnt.
The house is ruins now. It's overgrown grass. I said when I went back to the map, I had to remove the guy. The first thing y'all saw when y'all came here was to see an elven guy outside that house. So that's like the first. But this time, the first thing you see is just an empty, like, foundation, overgrown. Like, it's been centuries since this place. Yeah.
I remember talking to some guy outside one of these houses.
Yeah.
I think Paul would get to this spot and he'd be like, didn't there used to be a building here? And he'll
No,
look
there
at
was
everyone.
never a building there. It's always been like that.
Really? I
Oh,
could
fuck
have
yes.
sworn.
Remember coming up the side we came in through the ruins?
No, the whole like I remember there was like a circle of houses around the building.
Yes, the other houses.
Can I roll something to determine whether or not I remember and if he's full of shit? Because I want to leave it up to the dice.
Yeah. Go for it. I mean, it seems like you would remember from the flashback that y'all just had last night that there was a house that burned in this spot. The question is, do you remember it being there before y'all went back in time?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Okay, so what do you want me to roll? You're the
I
GM,
don't
you
know,
determine.
bro. I don't know.
Intelligence?
I like history because that's how you remember. That's how you recall. So it's the same thing. History
It's
and
the same
intelligence.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a. I'd say, gosh, it's gonna be low. I'm gonna just give you like a DC, only a DC 5 to remember that there was a house there before.
Okay.
And let's see what you roll. It's low. It's not hard to
8.
remember. Your first impression of this place was a building right there.
Man,
And a dude you might have talked to.
I distinctly
briefly.
remember that there was a building here before, and I also remembered in our vision that this house was on fire. So wait a minute. So hold on.
Are you sure about that? And he's scratching his neck.
I am certain.
Can I
so
roll
what happened that was
a-
different?
Perception to notice them bugging. Like,
Well, Camilla's already started walking back to town.
Zash is still there bugging for certain. Can I roll a
And
perception?
to be
check?
fair, I'm pretty sure the history that y'all created in the chapter is the only history that Terraman knows. Like I said, when he came here before, I don't think he even remembered like she lived in this house. Like it was just like a different life, right? But
But he
he's gone
remembers
back there,
now.
and he remembers this is how she died. We ran away from this burning house. But I don't know how.
I
Anyway,
zoom in on
this is very
Zash
confusing. This is gonna be
immediately.
Zash
time
is
travel paradoxes.
It's
Zash
perception.
sitting there scratching his neck and
Did
looking
you
around.
step on a butterfly?
Do I?
Metaphorically, as in, did you light fire to this house?
Yeah, they don't know it was her house. They just know it's a house.
Don't
Did you-
lie to me,
I'm sorry.
Zash.
Seeing-
Zash, did you light fire to this house?
Looking over my shoulder
In
and
the
seeing them
flashback?
starting to like come into Zash, I'm gonna start walking back and almost like
No,
stomping.
I didn't light this on fire.
You're not in trouble, Zash. We just want to know the truth.
I didn't light it on fire.
You didn't
Okay.
light it on fire.
No, I
did.
didn't light it on fire.
What
Who
happened
lit it on
differently?
fire then?
I mean, like, this house used to be here. The only difference is that we were in the vision. We would have, all 5 of us would have been the only new things added. I knew I didn't start. I was on the other side.
I did not light the
I
fire.
was busy saving people, and I took the necklace that I stole like more into my.
What were you doing in the vision, Terriman?
Having
Because
the
you never
worst
told
time
us.
of
The
his
only thing
life.
we know is that you woke up and you were like, you had your dead lover in your hands.
Yeah, nobody knows this was her house.
And I don't
He's
think we
been
ever
staring at the
got-
house the whole time,
What's that?
and he's been staring at the house the whole time
Yeah.
that they've been talking.
Does this house mean something to you, Termin?
This was my wife's house.
This was your wife's house?
Hearing that, I kind of just stop.
Turn back around and run out.
So so Zash seems kind of cagey. That's his wife. I know I wasn't doing it. I look at Duvad and he's just like hiding things. And so I look at Camilla next.
You notice like several rings that were on my hands are suddenly gone.
What's Camilla's reaction? Camilla, what were you doing in the vision?
She looks.
I did not light no fire. I'm just saying that.
Because he didn't, right? He's telling the truth.
He's.
You might want to do a
Insight?
check on it.
I remember.
I rolled a 13 or 12 on insight.
I rolled a 24. So
Cool.
I rolled a 24.
Zash is not lying.
He's
I'll
not
be can
lying.
bluff, yeah. But from that insight check, you might get that he knows more than he's letting on.
I would
He's
say
being very careful with his words.
from the insight, you could see that Camilla looks terrified. And
Why are you scared, Camilla?
Because I think I lit that fire.
You lit the fire? You burned down Termin's wife's house?
When you say it like that.
So
Oh my god, I have the worst one-liner, but I can't say it aloud.
it was kind of my idea to see if what we do in the book acts in the real world.
That's
Zash,
I then reach below my breastplate, or my thing is like, I stole this while we were in the dream. And these, and I have like a handful of rings.
We didn't know it was Starman's woman's.
Confessing things.
I
I masturbated at my grandma's funeral. It's like saying random things. Just the time of confession.
And so then Zash is sitting there like holding on to his face. The things we do in the book happen outside the book.
okay. We're
look
all
here,
learning.
Tiny. You can see that this actually is a huge revelation for us.
Yes.
I see this as an absolute win.
We've just learned something incredible. We actually have the power to use the dome to affect current events.
I want to do an insight check to determine whether or not that's Camilla or
I don't know if you need one.
Yeah, you really need one. That's
There's
totally
definitely an inflection change.
So I know it's Valeska,
Yeah.
and then I look at her and I say, it appears your fortune telling before this adventure was correct, and that you betrayed one of our party.
We didn't know it was her house.
So look, we need to be more careful about what we are doing in these visions, because we don't have any idea. We know that we get hurt in them. Apparently it affects what's going on here.
Yes,
We can
Mario
take
Weaver
stuff
can-
from it.
Everything was set in stone. So how was I supposed to know this was supposed to stay?
I look at Vasilica and I say, Camilla, if you're in there, you're better than this and you're better than her.
Paul, I just thought of something.
He's not mad at her. He's just disappointed.
At the Amber Temple, we managed to save some of the monks or whatever they are up there.
Yes?
Which means they might have ancestors there.
Or maybe they're more revenants. But that's a smart thing.
And
Anyway.
everybody else that we've managed to save.
I have a big pause. I look at Duvad and I said, you said it doesn't matter what we do.
Exactly. That's what
Listen.
I heard.
I got them out, and
All
they
right.
ran
While
away.
you're
and I
arguing,
stole
Termin
it.
walks off. Can you describe what?
I'm sorry, Derek.
I just
Can you
want to make
describe
sure you
what?
give them a chance to react if they're seeing what happens while they're fighting with each other. What happens?
Yeah, like while they're fighting, I think Terriman is like mixed emotions, right? And he's trying to figure out feels about this when they all kind of like dump all of their, what happened, that night because he didn't see any of that, right? So he feels like mixed, betrayed, and all that stuff. But he starts to walk off through the woods to where she died in his arms, and that's where he just leaves. He leaves while they're talking.
Yeah, he doesn't remember. I mean, he just freshly remembers his stuff. Like he didn't know where that was until now because it was reminded in this flashback.
I just like put my hands down. Paul just puts his hand down, and he looks at Duvad, and he's like, "No more stealing." In the flashbacks, and then he looks at
Listen, victimless crime. They were going to die anyway.
and then he looks at Zash, and he says, "Let's chill out when we get to these flashbacks. We don't know what ripples we're causing into the present, whether it be items or otherwise. We need to be careful."
Well, it's thanks to Zash's insight that we were able to discover it in the first place.
And he rolls his eyes, just big over like the top, rolls his eyes, and then he settles them on Camilla, and he says,
Yeah, what she said.
"She's a bad influence. Valiska is a bad influence."
I imagine Zash just can't even tell the difference. Like, it's just like they're all the same to him.
And then the final thing he'll do is he'll look at Basilica, really trying to really hone in on Camilla, and he's like,
I love how my
And
name
I-
has changed every single time you brought it up.
I don't know if you're yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know if you're in there, or if you can understand what's going on or whatever, but I know you're frustrated, and I know you're filled with vengeance, and all you want to do is kill Strahd, and I get that. And I know you're willing to make bargains and what have you. But I'm drawing a line where it hurts our friends. And he just gets quiet, and he walks away towards Terriman.
She just stretches and looks over at Zash with a smile on her face. You know, that was very clever, Zash. I love your ideas.
Thank you. Sometimes they don't.
Don't let the little sourpuss sour the mood. This is a great discovery.
I go to wherever Terriman is. I try to follow. I mean, I don't think he's like trying to be quiet, so I think it's reasonable that I could probably follow him at a distance.
Yeah, I'll back you up, Paul.
All right. So, what do we do now, guys?
We're hunting our undead friend.
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking for Terriman out in the woods?
Does Terriman find the spot?
It doesn't take long. It's just like he literally did this a few hours ago, running from this area out to where they were hiding. Just a little clearing. Not even a clearing, sorry. It's in the middle of a bunch of trees where they felt safe. He found the spot. And I imagine...
Oh my god.
Yeah. He finds the spot.
I just had this idea.
Oh,
You remember
did you see my whisper?
Oh,
Sorry,
let
with
me see
Discord.
that real
Discord. Sorry, before you have an idea, I'm curious if it's going to be consistent with what I've written here.
My god. Yeah, that's good.
No. You're going to write back what your ideas was?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Thurman just sat there tapping on rocks. I think he lost his mind.
Getting out of the light. You all right? Yeah.
Does that work?
Going along. It's 11:40, so no. Okay, no worries. I'm not trying to be. Just. You sleep all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid chair.
Yeah. So describe what they see and what the spot looks like.
Okay, so yeah. Through the woods, you guys walk. The trees are very dense, vines, and then it opens up into a small clearing where there's like a small pond and a little beam of light, maybe. Not very bright light, right? But there's a small clearing in the woods there, just very small, that illuminates the pond there. And that's where you find Terriman kneeling on the ground next to the pond. Also holding up the amulet.
The amulet of.
Sorry.
The amulet
Ah,
that we got from
I
Argos.
see, yeah.
Is
A
what I was
different
gonna say.
amulet than his own.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he goes to the exact spot where her body was,
Oh, son of
and he finds her amulet.
So yeah, so he's probably kneeling next to the pond, holding her amulet up in the air and looking at it.
So anyone's free to interact with Terra. They're all whispering things.
Yeah. I'm going to go up to Taram and I guess probably I'm the closest one who's had a similar experience with my wife being brutally murdered by bandits. So hey there, buddy.
He looks over at you and
You find something?
says, "This is where she died."
Oh, gee. That sucks. I just I am not a good people person.
Yeah,
I lived in the woods with my family only, so I did not know how to talk to people. I'm that I am. Oh, dude.
I come up and I just look at Duvat and I'm just like, shh, 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 just. And I just put a hand on Terriman's back. I'm sorry.
I don't think he says anything else, really. Yeah, there's not much to say. And he doesn't like talking about it at all, or bringing his problems up at all, But he says, he looks at the others after a moment of staring at the pond mindlessly, and then says, we can change things in the past with that book.
Apparently.
Interesting.
I don't know how much we can change, though. So I would temper your expectations.
Do you think we could bring someone back to life?
I don't know. You know what would be a good test? And he has an epiphany. When we were charging through the Amber Temple, there were multiple monks that we saved. If there is some record of them being alive after that encounter, it stands to reason that perhaps yes. Or maybe that's who was saved all along. I don't know. What I can tell you, though, in my sincerest hope, my friend, and I think it's going to be the weirdest thing he feels like he's ever said, because he's an undead creature, is that it is my sincerest hope that one day, through whatever means, I might help to reunite you with your love.
He says perhaps that will be possible. I think he's gonna hang her necklace on a tree branch there and leave it there. In that same spot.
Right on. Good. So you still got your what we call it, amulet. To leave hers there.
And yeah, I think as they're walking away and the amulet's hanging there, that thought, right, that he was always he was kind of hoping it ever since he found that amulet that she'd be able to talk to him or something, you know?
Yeah.
And contact him. But she doesn't even have it. She's not even here. You know what I mean? So maybe it doesn't matter anymore. So, I think he'd leave it there.
Damn. So much beautiful, like, backstory we've written back and forth about. You never share with anybody else.
Until now.
Well, yeah. There's no,
Yeah.
there's in this war too, but it's just, you know. Yeah, I understand. Tarim is not gonna share him in with everybody, just because.
Yeah.
But I love it because, yeah, he says Rogue likes the romance, and I appreciate it. So you guys leave this little spot, this little tiny little watery area in the map. Sure, it's there. Little spot in the woods that they thought they'd be safe. It was a special little place, but yeah, walk away from it. It sounds like.
I would probably want to check in with Diego really quick before we go.
You do what now?
Probably want to check with Diego before we go really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see if there's been any recent events that have been happening near Vallaki. I'm sure the Vistania would be aware of at least anything big. Not within the city, but around.
Yeah. Gosh, I've lost them. Let me go back. I was trying to create a map for this scene and forget it.
Oh, I also want to check on Abigail, see how she's doing.
The girl you saved?
Yeah.
Sure. Sorry, I'm trying to get back to the map. There's the map. Her name is not coming to me. It is Arabelle.
Oh, Arabelle, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Abigail.
Yeah. Yeah. So you come up to check on Diego and Aaron. You may. Does the party join? Y'all want to come up to the Estonian encampment? Y'all want to check on the elves?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Party at the top of the hill, where you watched the elves watch their women be slaughtered.
Yeah. Fond memories.
And now it's a big tent. And yeah, that's right. They had that the sound effect of the whipping the first time y'all came here. Remember?
Yeah.
No longer happening. No more whipping happening.
Thank
They're
God.
actually they're just cooking a meal. Look, what do you know? They got some meat.
Oh yeah. Hey Zash, they have meat.
Ooh. Zash walks over to them, wherever the meat is. Where's the meat?
Where am I?
Where's the meat?
Probably this way.
Luvash, the guy who was really mean at first. He does okay. Are you you're on the hill now?
Yeah.
Everybody,
Yeah.
if you know where your tokens are. He sees Zash. He kind of gives you a big sturdy like handshake, and says, "We still owe you. You're welcome. You're welcome." Yes. I forgot the accent for them before.
It's okay.
And so they give you some. It's raccoon meat.
Zash just sits down wherever he can and just starts gnawing away. Probably in the corner near the open flap.
How is
And,
Abigail and Diego looking, by the way?
Arabelle doesn't
Arabelle.
look very. Arabelle does not look very. I can just make her. So you don't have to keep remembering. See names.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
always helpful.
I think I keep seeing Arigal, and that's kind of what's screwing me over.
Ah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, that's okay. So you can
I'm
see
pulling a prank.
Luvash.
You're pulling a prank.
Yeah,
What are you
I get her
doing?
name wrong.
Oh, because you keep saying
Valesky and
I'm
Vasilka
sorry.
Velveeta.
I'm sorry.
Valesky. Yeah,
Shut up.
cheese. It's okay.
Shut up.
So,
I mean, why would he want to remember her name? Sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, Arabelle doesn't look very happy. She's just sitting on a little bin or a little barrel, just sitting there, looking unhappy. The rest of the crowd seems relatively happy. You're doing all right.
I'll approach her.
Sorry, I want to change the music to be a little more fun, but hopefully it's probably gonna put the whipping sound on there. Is this the default for? All right, yeah, they're having a good time in there. Except for her, she's not having a good time. Again, I don't want to put a million tokens there. There's men in there, women. They're having a good time.
It's crowded.
Yeah,
I'll crouch down to her level.
but they welcome you. They welcome you back. They still honor you as heroes who brought their girl back.
But yeah, I'll crouch down to Arabelle's level after like kind of nodding and waving to people.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
I suppose I should still be thankful that you brought me back to this place. But my father will not let me leave anymore.
Oh, that's no fun. Have you seen if maybe someone can go with you? Kind of keep an eye on to make sure that you are safe?
They will not allow me to leave the encampment.
She kind of just sighs. I understand. It's very dangerous out there, but I know the feeling all too well of wanting to run free. When I was your age and I kind of create fire, and in the fire or the flames that hover over my hand, you see the one flame take the shape of a horse and one flame take the shape of a little girl. When I was little, I used to run free on my horse. My father would get so angry at me. But it was never a good idea, and because of that, and I crushed my hand, I paid a very heavy price. Your father just loves you and he's worried about you. I know it's not fun right now, but if you can tough it out a little bit longer, my friends and I are trying to find a way to make things safer around here.
I know. And I thank you. She sits, again, just very matter-of-factly. Just,
Do you want to... She kind of looks around to make sure nobody's looking over her, and she reaches in her pouch, and she pulls out the wand of web. You want something fun to play with?
What is this?
This is, well, it could be fun for a little bit of a prank here and there. Oh, wait, no, not the wand of web. I hand her the wand of smiles.
Ah, that's
Sorry.
funny. That's funny. Yeah. So you hand her the wand. Most of the people here are pretty happy, but let's say, this guy who's actually her uncle, again, the other head of the place, does seem a little grouchy.
Here, and I kind of hand it to her. Does it require attunement? I can't remember.
I don't know. I hope not. Let's say no,
Yeah,
just for the
okay.
fun of it.
Just give it a little swish and flick towards your uncle, and then
That's
just
music.
watch what happens.
She's like, oh, I can't.
Oh, come on. I'll cover for you.
Yes.
And like I kind of stand in a way to kind of block the view a little bit.
And she flicks it over at him, and his sour face just turns into a big grin, like it is so unnatural. Like it's almost Joker style, like he's stuck like that for a minute.
I start giggling.
He looks around, what the hell? And she actually giggles too. You got her to laugh too. She's looking around confused.
Here, and I kind of like gently put my hand over her hand holding the wand. You can keep it.
Jesus. Thank you. She shoves it in the bag that she has.
It's not much, but it could keep things a little more entertaining around here for a little while.
That's fun.
Yeah. She definitely cheers up a bit. And
I'm gonna remove the wand of smiles from my inventory.
oh, I love it. That's an inspiration too.
Oh.
Giving up magic items. Worthless magic items.
Well, I mean, if it makes her
She's
smile.
like, you know what I really want though? A magical tome of Strahd.
Maybe when you're older.
No, thank you. That's fun. And she gets up and reaches out to Duvad to dance. She says, would you like to dance? She's again, this is like a 7-year-old girl, but she talks to you like she's a grown.
Wow.
Zash is still over there gnawing on his raccoon.
Up to Duvad. She invites Duvad to dance.
Oh, I'm definitely dancing, but like dad dancing, so it's real fucking awkward and 20 years out of date.
Yeah.
Dad dancing.
Yeah.
Because Duvad has a missing daughter too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's probably about this age when she went missing.
Yeah.
That's
something. I'm just gonna take that thought and bury it deep down. Right
Awesome.
into my stomach and just keep it there.
Again, it is midday, so you guys are welcomed here. You can snacky, enjoy yourselves. But anything else you want to do around here? Remember, there are places too still, just not that one house. But if you want to visit with them, you can. If not, they don't go up to you. They keep themselves.
I make it a point not to look at the house the entire time I'm there.
But
But
I would have gone to one house.
I'll go around, probably dance around a little bit, with the fire, enjoy the foods and drink. Just forget everything for the rest of the night.
Like it was midday. If y'all want to spend the whole afternoon,
Oh, well,
it's up to you.
I think
I don't know how
Paul
long.
would.
It's like lunchtime.
yeah.
I think Paul would at some point go back to Valaki to go to the coffin shop,
Mm-hmm.
and because I don't think I purchased any equipment, so I think he's maybe just trying to help the town with any recent deaths and preserving bodies to the best he can, even though it's like not his normal setup.
Yeah. Yeah, you will find that there's when you return there, you are greeted by Milivoy, the young man who's a gravedigger, and he's, oh, thank God you're back. He says, we got a couple of fresh ones here.
Well, bring him to my shop.
Yeah, he's like dragging him upstairs. Boom, 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 boom. He says, we really should keep this part downstairs. No, I think there is downstairs. There's the coffin maker shop is downstairs. I just like the idea of him dragging a body upstairs.
Yeah.
He says, where you been? And I feel like that's a cutscene too. Just like blackout.
Well, moves on.
Yeah.
The loading screen.
You guys, this was your house for a while. I mean, that hasn't been in a while.
Yeah. No joke.
Yeah, there's no like reason for alarm, no scary cause of death, no serial killer moved to town, nothing like that. Just boring dead bodies.
I think Paul is grateful in a weird way. Like
it's uninteresting deaths. No demons.
He's just like, oh, thank God. I can do this.
Cancer, wonderful.
Hey, thank God.
Fantasy cancer.
And maybe the family's like right there, and he's like, "Hey, thank God, this is so easy," and they're just like gassed.
Yeah, I love it. Cool.
What's everyone else doing?
Yeah, this is a little bit freebie. I'm not gonna attack anyone for splitting up. So
Zash is still just sitting there eating as much meat from the Vistani as he can.
fair.
Till they kick him out.
He might be sitting there, just shaking back and forth to the music. He's not dancing or doing anything, just numbing down.
Nomming down. I love it.
I think we all understand that.
Yeah, we all nom. Yeah, that's fine. That's what put you guys on that map for just a minute. Okay. Anything else is doing?
Did you say you went back to Valaki?
He did.
Hold it.
I did.
They just kept partying. He's like, it's not that far a walk back to town. Just outside of town.
Yeah.
Just by yourself in Barovia. You make the walk back.
I think, I think
tell people.
In daylight. Daylight, as it were.
Yeah. I think Terman would go back to Valaki as well to check on
Irina.
Irina, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I would go back later, like once the party's kind of died down. I would wander back to go to sleep because I want to go to sleep because Tuvon's fucking tired as shit. Oh, he's so exhausted. I just don't.
Soft pitter patter.
Oh, you know what? One of the bodies in the coffin shop was that werewolf. It was bit and got sick. And he got really sick and he died. And so that's one of the bodies that I don't have to keep in the Burgomaster's mansion anymore.
I think
Ivan. R.I.P. Ivan. He ran the grocery store, by the way. Yeah, you take care of old Ivan.
Cool.
And where are we? Irina, are you on the map with Burgomaster now? Irina will greet Terramin, ask for details about if any of the knights. Did you see the knights? How did it go?
He'll tell her the whole story about that there's another quest needing to be done before we can even bring that idea to the table. They're all following another law right now. Stuck there.
Yeah, you tell her about the law of don't attack Strahd. Is that?
Yeah.
You tell her about it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell her. Yeah, I'll tell her pretty much everything
Sure.
we learned there.
Sure. Right on. I like this jumping from scene to scene. And yeah, she's encouraged. This is encouraging to think that you might actually be able to redeem some of these guys. But
yeah.
Is there anything I can do? She says. From here.
Stay alive.
I promise. I will
I will never die.
I will continue reincarnating, being yeah. Cool. So I was looking for Burgomaster music, but there's some general mention on.
Well, no.
What was that?
I was thinking she wouldn't have any idea about some of the stuff that was brought up, like
Yeah, she may have talked to you about some of the things she read about your knights in the book that she had history that she read some things about. She might even ask you about she might even ask you about.
I was waiting for something to pop up where I could bring it in.
Ha! To only her and no one else in the party.
Yeah. Will everybody be around? I mean, if not, I'll still bring it up.
People might come by the Burgomaster.
After the whole revelation thing, I think Camilla's gonna distance herself from the party for right now and stay with the Vistania where she's comfortable.
Yeah. So again, she talks to Terramin about this book that she has, and she said, "I gotta find it." She says, "Did you? Is it true that many of your people came from the Holy Empire of Valentia?"
Place be on the mist now.
You broke out really bad there.
You're saying it's a rogue?
Yeah, I didn't hear. Yeah, Rogue said you said is beyond the mists now. Then?
Oh yeah, I said yes. A place be on the mist now.
This is fascinating. I want to know everything. What do you remember?
Yeah, he'll start talking to her about that. And is anybody else in here at the moment?
If they want to be.
I mean, perhaps after a long day, I come in to check on Irina. I think that's something that Paul would do.
Yeah. Might walk in on him saying, "What to Irina?" So yeah, let's say we're in here, or in here in the little entertaining room. That's where you are hanging out. Says, "I want to know everything. Tell me about where you come from, and don't worry about looking up real D&D lore. You can make it happen."
Well, it says here on page 127.
What was your life like before you were a knight?
Jeez. Does he remember actually coming from the Empire of Valentia?
It's up to you, buddy. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I kind of like Irina having this bond with Terramin, even if the rest of the party doesn't even have it.
I like that.
It's kind of fun, yeah. The woman he almost killed when you first met her.
Little did she know he was thinking about stabbing her.
Yeah.
Now they're friends.
Not like 20 minutes ago, whenever she said she burned down the house.
Yeah. Yeah, he does mention that women were never allowed to be in the order.
Oh.
Actually, that reminds me of a woman, Alec Gwilym. Alec Gwilym.
Gwilym. Yes. Yes, she was one of Strahd's officers.
That's right. She was.
She says when I was in the book, we met.
She was also the sister to Godfrey Gwilym. I just met him back at the castle, Argynvostholt. He looks a little different than he used to now. I guess, a little bit like me. His sister was upset that she couldn't be in the order, and she served Strahd. He sacrificed her in the Amber Temple, though, to obtain dark power.
I am so glad this lore is getting out for the rest of the players to hear, she says. Do you remember Alec, the lady that Strahd sacrificed in the Amber Temple?
I think a lot of us were there to see it.
Yeah. Anyway,
So-
she was the sister of the nice revenant you guys.
Oh.
That's what he's saying.
She was the sister of
The nice the revenant that actually talked to you guys and was pretty nice.
Godfrey.
Godfrey.
Oh.
Godfrey Gwillem is the brother of Alec Gwillem, Alexandra Gwillem.
Oh.
They were brother and sister. She worked on Strahd's army and he worked with the knights. So
Interesting.
Yeah. Remember when we were in the Amber Temple and then Strahd like
sacrificed
killed her?
Like
After-
it was after he turned, right?
I remember that.
It's a part of him turning, basically. It was technically it's like a part of his pact that he had to kill somebody he loved, and he cared about her. Yeah, and because Strahd gave her to be like a hero and like a knight, like she always wanted to be.
So let's say that I guess at least Paul's there, right?
Maybe walked in on the tail end of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you on the map? Did I
Terramin,
put you on the map? I did. Okay, cool.
I think Terramin is just kind of remembering all this too. I think maybe
yeah, it's coming together, like flashbacks of putting it all together.
Yeah. So he still could bring it up to them later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he and despite never wanting to talk about it, I think it being such a big deal, he says, and I visited the gravesite of my wife today. I recalled where it was, just outside Balaki in the woods.
I gotta say, I really love Terramin as a character because it seems like it's like he almost has dementia in a way, and it's lovely and sad at the same time. You're like, oh yeah, you did see your wife, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure you did.
We love that. We love that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so sad.
Oh, I didn't know you were married.
Yes, we got married in secret because she was an elf. And
racism.
Anyway.
And I was a zombie.
Classic tale. Classic star-crossed lovers.
He wasn't always a zombie when they first met.
Then they burned her house. As he's looking out the window, like totally changing subjects. Starting to get mad about that.
I think Irina might just cry, just like her eyes, tears fall from her face, just listening to this story of your life. How fascinating your life was. You had a whole life before you came into this land, but how you really feel like your life started when you came to this awful place. And she feels like she's had so many lives before that she doesn't remember.
He'll say, I apologize. Let us not speak of this anymore. These terrible things.
She wipes her. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing, she says with a little smile.
I think Paul's just listening.
Yeah. Kind of creeping on the moment. And yeah, she just wipes the tears away and she's to know how.
And how was your training going?
Who is training her again?
Yeah, Terriman was, but
Oh, Terriman was like practicing by herself. She's like, I've been practicing, like lying to you.
and he'll just smile.
Okay, I will. I'll go back to practicing.
Just be able to protect yourself while we're away.
Yeah.
We have a new quest to go on, don't we, Paul?
Yes, we do.
I thought Paul
To
was
the
hiding outside the door.
He was, but
Oh.
Terriman knew he was there.
To the swamps. And then to the Amber Temple. We partly came back to grab warm clothing, so that way we could not freeze to death. So that Zash could stay awake. You know, with him being part reptile.
Irina grabs the rapier and
Oh, didn't I impose a negative to him when we were up in the cold?
you did say that once upon a
Yep.
time. Yeah. So that'll be a whole thing, not just for you, but for everybody to deal with, for sure, when we get there. But I think that's it for tonight, guys. I think
Wait, what does she do after she grabs her rapier?
Oh, she gets the rapier and she says, and she
Cut out. You cut out.
She grabs the rapier as she's reminded of how serious this is, that you guys will be leaving, and she has to help protect herself in your absence. So she's invigorated, reminded this is her job to be strong in your absence. She says, I'll practice, she says again to Terriman.
He says, good then. On God!
She's like, you stabbed me! No.
Kills her, throws her out
He
the window.
strikes her down.
Oh, God.
That was
Another
your
body
plan
for
all
you,
along.
Paul.
No!
Doug did the first time he met her. He's playing the long game.
It was the long game.
Burns down her house.
No, they had a beautiful moment. Let's leave it at that. And you guys will again fast forward that you get the stuff that you asked them to make for you guys too. So you're gonna get the cold stuff, and you can go to the swamps with it if you want to. So that's where we'll start next time. Good job,
10-4.
gang.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Hell yeah.
everybody. Thank you, Bees. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks for such
Thank
a
you so
great
much for it.
session.
And everyone that's watching, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone that's watching.
Thank you.